Good morning or night. It is about 2 weeks after Anime Impulse Bay Area, which happened in San Mateo. It happened on July 29th and 30th. The previous week, which was an Apex upload, I was recovering, so I couldn't upload. And also we came back on Monday, and then me and my brother, we had to go back to GF that entire week. Like, me and him were like blown, like, mentally. Physically I could do stuff, but like I couldn't sit down and do this video until right now. This will be also a different video because I didn't vlog very much when I was at Anime Impulse because I was either too busy defending the fort or I was too busy walking around and actually talking to vendors and artists, because I feel like when you shove a camera in front of somebody's face, they have a different, you have to put up their showmanship, basically, you know what I'm saying? It's not as like one-to-one as just just having a casual conversation, and I don't have enough to have like a GoPro harness setup to just do that, and also time to edit through GoPro footage, because that's hours of footage you have to cut down and make sure that you're not accidentally dox yourself. I'm not sure how to piece out this video now that I'm just talking to a microphone. I can show you the footage that I did take, which is day one. So I guess we'll start there. We'll start with day one, day two, and then all the other stuff from there. And also, I guess we should talk about the event right here. Here's our booth day one. It's Anime Impulse day one. I didn't vlog very much yesterday, even though I probably should have. But this is the state of the booth before the event opens. It's currently 9:40, if I didn't mention that. So about 20 minutes before the event starts. I'm like super excited. I'm like hyped to just be here in general because I'll probably talk about it when I have to do a voiceover for the first couple of days, but I have some, well, I wouldn't say high expectations, but just some expectations in general. But I just like the vibes, the promotion photos and stuff like that. Have you seen this woman? But like their reels and stuff like that, I'm like super excited. Can't wait. Back here, so we have what's new is these. I got these from Clear Display. They're a lot better than the clear acrylic things. I like to get more of these because they just got these back in stock instead of these like circle ones. This is the first time they're debuting, and then I'm getting rid of them. The back here has all the just side stuff that will be put out later, because either the boxes are just too big and we just can't fit them in, or what have you. We have neat easel stands. I have Mountain Dew energy drink because I stayed up way too late. So if you're not aware of Anime Impulse is a anime run event. Obviously, duh, it has anime in the name, but there's also 3 other events that happen at the same time, and this is their first time that they ever did it in the Bay Area. So in the big building that they have Anime Impulse, in the back they also had Sneaker Expo, and it was divided right in the middle with an arcade ran by Game Saru. And then in the other hall, I think it was the Fiesta Hall, they had K-Play. And that's when they had all their K-pop and some Artist Alley stuff in there as well. And they had all their shows with Ninja Sanji, and they had a concert with Yunji in that building. Past the Fiesta Hall was their food show. I forgot what they called it, but there was a bunch of food vendors. I won't lie to you, it was really expensive, and the food was below mid. The only things that I liked were, sadly, Bearology's collaboration drinks. That's not saying much because I didn't think they were good either. I liked the Flask, and I liked Anya's. It was very peachy, but if you told me that yours was a rose lemonade, I would not believed you. It did not taste like that at all. And then Lloyd's was terrible, like straight up like dog shit. And then that being said, those drinks were not as bad as the food. I think the food overall was just like, it was like BK. Like, I paid $20 just to eat at BK. We ate at this bulgogi place, and a lot of their food kind of just well, just like I said, it would tasted like BK. You would get a large portion, you would eat it, and it tasted like nothing. The fried chicken place was also good, actually. That was probably the best food item. Oh, behind Anime Impulse and K-Play, they had the car show, the Deco Card show. I went there on the second day because more cars actually showed up on the second day. I knew about it on the first day, but I didn't have time to go until the second day in the morning when I showed up. I really like anime card wraps. I wish I knew more about them so that I could be in the scene, but well, here I am. Let's start with day one. We got there in the morning and finished up setting up our inventory around 9:30. I think that's when I said that the venue would open at 10, but they actually opened up at 11. I was just dumb. But Anime Impulse didn't really have their ticket situation all up and going quite yet. 11 o'clock rolled around, and there was only like a few people walking around, and then 12, and then it started getting into 1 o'clock, and we were like, But where I chose our booth, we were like right looking at the entrance, and at the entrance, there was this big line to get into Anime Impulse / the three events, K-Play and Sneaker Expo. It's just that everyone was waiting in line to get in, and once they got in, they were waiting for the Ninja Sanji drink and the special collaboration Malona bar drinks in K-Play. So I wasn't too worried, but when I walked around and talked to other vendors and stuff like that, they were like, damn, this must not be worth it. But everyone started actually getting in around 2-3 o'clock, and that was hectic. I didn't realize like this booth, it has gone into like a 3-man operation until like around 2 or 3 o'clock, where I was just like, shit. It was kind of like that until like 5, 6. It didn't really slow down until right around then, where we were just like, okay, around 6 o'clock we were beat up, but there was still a pretty good amount of people still walking around. A lot of people seem to have moved from vendors to Artist Alley, and either that or Sneaker Expo, basically walking around to the other events that was happening around. If they went to Anime Impulse, same thing with K-Play and Sneaker Expo, they were walking around or they were getting food. The food lines got really long, which I'll transition to day 2 because I was essentially running around doing stuff. I was running around getting yearbook signatures. That's a new thing. I'll talk about the end from other vendors and artists, but I also ran to go get food as our DoorDash guy, essentially, from the food area. And God, those food lines, man, those get really long. They were probably really long on day 1, but day 2, I was waiting in the bulgogi line for probably like an hour. Like, I was gone from the booth for about an hour and a half, but 30 minutes, those 30 minutes were me kind of talking to people, making networks, just checking up on people, seeing how they did at vendors at Artist Alley, and also getting signatures. And then I went to the food booths, and like I spent an hour there just waiting in line just to get mid food, and I was like, brother. Day 2 was kind of like a typical day 2. There was a lot of people who returned from day 1, and there was some people who didn't show up on day 1 that showed up on day 2. They were spending money then because, well, obviously they didn't go day 1. But a lot of vendors, us included, didn't have a lot of inventory because a lot of people bought on day 1. For us in particular, it was really hard to make our booth still look full after a lot of our like figure inventory was sold, because obviously that's our main business. Neko Nori is an anime figure business. Crosses hands. And when a lot of our figures were gone, the only thing I could do was put out mystery boxes. I didn't take a photo or video of day 2 what our booth setup was looking like, but it was kind of bare. It was like, and like later on in the day around like 3 or 4 o'clock, it kind of looked sad, to be honest. But that's, it's a good thing. It's just, if you pulled up onto the booth and you didn't know that, it's kind of like, damn, they kind of don't got nothing. I'm like, yeah, man, it all kind of sold. When it's a 2-day event like Anime Impulse, Saturday's usually really busy and you can't really go anywhere during the event hours. You usually do all your shopping in the morning or when everyone's kind of like already left. In this case, it was around 7 and 8 that you could actually walk around and do stuff. But on day 2, it was really like chill, like as typical like 2-day events. Sundays usually a lot more chiller, especially in the morning. I was actually able to go around and do DoorDash things without having to worry about the booth being like overran by people looking like the fucking fucking nematodes. Squidward, I want me, mommy. On the morning of day 2, I bought a notebook from an artist. And it's really cute. It has like nostalgic characters on the front and the back. It's really cute. I was using it as like a yearbook because I think having people do like signatures and write hags or whatever they want to put there, I think that's a better way for me to remember people than just being like, hi, my name's Squidward, and they'd be like, oh, my name's Mr. Krabs, and oh, it's good to meet you, and then like do the next event. And then Mr. Krabs gets replaced with Plankton and then Karen, and then your memory starts kind of fuddling out and you're like, oh yeah, I did meet you at this one event or whatever. And I feel like a yearbook helps with that a lot. I got the idea from Molsina, and Molsina got that idea from another artist. And she also mentioned that if you buy stickers from said artists, like you could put it with their signature, and that's another way to keep supporting artists. And I want to keep buying prints, it's just that I have no more wall space for prints, so I've also been buying mini prints if they don't have stickers, and my priority is stickers, mini prints. If they don't have those, then I'll just get a signature and then buy something from them, I guess, like a keychain. That's my excuse to keep buying from Artist Alley, because I have no more room for prints, sadly. It's really interesting to compare artist signatures from vendor signatures, because a lot of vendors will treat it kind of like a yearbook where they'll sign their name, write their name, and then write hags or write a little tag thing, while a lot of artists will obviously sign their signature. And then some artists will also write a little like message being like, oh, thank you for buying from me and stuff like that. I think it's really cute, the dichotomy. Other than the stickers and just running around and buying Artist Alley stuff, I bought a booster box of Dragon Maid white shorts from 88 Card House, and I also bought the first English booster box of Shadowverse. I forgot who I bought it from, if I had to be honest. Sorry, it crosses hands. I will do better next time. Overall, like a lot of card booths like sold a lot, especially if you had anime cards. I think 88 Card House we sold a lot of our white shorts. The only white shorts that they still had like a hefty stock on were like the Disney ones, which let's all not be surprised, okay? Let's all not be surprised that Disney sold like the least out of like anime cards at an anime event. Whoa, no way. Who would have fucking thought? I think that's everything for the event. I really liked how Anime Impulse ran things here. It ran pretty smoothly. I didn't have a single issue with it. I think the only thing that kind of like dumb goofed on their end was the line on day 1, where people had to, getting tickets in, making sure people had like whatever they were doing with security over there, and ticket wise it took a lot longer than I think anybody expected. So the line on day 1 to get in was kind of like the only goof, because it seemed like on day 2 a lot of people already had their tickets and they were already scanned in, so they were able to get in a lot faster on day 2. And even if they didn't go on day 1, going to day 2 was a lot faster. So props on Anime Impulse, because even the big boys, I'm looking at UAX, they still got problems to this day. I'm looking at UAX. For these videos, I think ending it off with like an anime arc, or that's what I'm gonna call them, essentially like an anime, like a whole ass anime just happened during Anime Impulse. Our favorite one that happened were these 3 girls. I will address them as Shoko, Nobura, and Maki. So the 3 of them, they pull up to the booth. At the time, I was holding around my Luna light stick. They're like, "Oh my god, you're like a Luna fan." I'm like, "Yeah, I am. I'm staying strong for Luna." And they're like, "Yeah, no kidding." And then they walked off. And about like 2 hours later, they came back because we were like the most like recognizable booth, and they liked our energy. And I was away doing the DoorDash thing. So they were explaining to my brother and sister that there was this Gojo cosplayer, and Shoko really wanted a picture with this Gojo because apparently he was hot. My man was like a K-pop idol, but like ×2. Like this man had straight up walked out of the screen and he looked just like Gojo, according to the 3 of them. And Shoko was like, "Oh my god, I want a picture with him so bad." But then she got cold feet. And Nobura and Makiwa like, no, bro, you should just do it, bro. Like, you're at an anime event. Like, I'm sure that he's gotten like asked a lot to get photos of, like, go, just go do it, girl. And she was like, oh my god, and they ended up not doing it. And then like about 10 minutes later, that's what they told me later. Like, they were like, damn, they were essentially tracking their steps. We were the first booth that they went back to, and they're like, have you guys seen this man, like a wanted poster? Have you seen this really hot Gojo man? And we were like, nah, we haven't seen a really hot Gojo man here walk by. And I came back, they're like, oh my god, it's the Luna fan. And then they kind of like sped ran the situation. I was like, nah, bro, I have not seen a really hot Gojo. And then maybe about an hour later, Shoko pulls up, and she was like, I couldn't find him. The mission failed. I was like, oh no, you'll get it next time. There's other Gojos, I'm sure that you'll find them. And then Nobura walks up, and she was like, oh my god, don't be such a drama queen. Like, we got the photo. I was like, oh my god, wait, no, let me show me the photo. And then Maki shows me the photo, and I won't lie to y'all, like, this man definitely looked like he walked out of the anime. This man looked like he was like a walking, like the Furyu, like quote unquote noodle stopper, and the recent one made by Sega, the S-Fire one. This man, like this was like a 1-to-1 of this man. He was living, breathing. He was pretty good looking, I won't lie. And they were like, while Shoko was like flustered, like, oh my god, I can't believe I did it, cries. Nobura and Maki informed me that his friend, which was apparently also hot, like the literal definition of ghetto and Gojo, now that I think about it, they were like, his friend told them that he was really popular because, well, how, I wonder why. But a lot of people were like stopping Gojo to like, oh, can I get a photo with you? Like, oh my god, this is so cool. Oh my god, can I get a photo with you? And then like jokingly, Shoko was like, I should ask his friend to get a photo with him, even though he wasn't cosplaying. Like, I'm glad that anime arc had a good happy ending. That anime, it was a very good anime episode. Just like JJK. Gojo cosplayer guy, if you're watching this, your friend should cosplay as Ghetto. That'd be hilarious if both of you were walking around like that. And then to Shoko, Maki, and Nobura, if you're watching this, thank you for letting us know. Like, they like, when they came back and told me, they were like, we needed to tell somebody about this, and you guys are the first people to know about our success. And I'm like, thank you for letting us know. It was so funny. And thank you to everybody that pulled up at Anime Expo in general. Anime Expo. Thank you to everybody that pulled up to Anime Impulse Bay Area. We had a very fun time. I hope you all had a fun time. And I really wish that I met one of the VTubers. I wish I met Hex. Cries. I wasn't able to get tickets for him because his tickets sold out. We did not get into OC because OC opened up booths back in May. We were across his hands, financially broke, let's just say. We're also technically financially broke now because Griffin is breathing down our necks. That's besides the point. The next event, like I said, is going to be at Bakersfield. We're at Bakersfield CollectorCon if you want to pull up and say hi. Oh, I almost forgot. Oh my god. How could I forget? We went viral. Crosses his surprise face. Vine, boom, boom. We went viral. So Anime Impulse walked by our booth in the morning on day one, and we were debating on whether to like cover our stuff or not, but there was security walking around, so we didn't. We normally don't cover our stuff up. It's just that, you know, it was our first big event, but after setting up on day 0, we were just like, fuck that shit, dog. I can't deal with this shit no more. On early in the morning at day 1, someone from the Anime Impulse team comes by and films our "Have you seen this woman?" And originally posted on TikTok, and then around 3 o'clock, my Discord homies that went to AX with me, oh my god, you're on TikTok, it's blowing up. And I was like, what? Oh my god, what? because I saw it right after like around 7 o'clock, and like I was tired. And then when I read that, I was like, huh? Like on day 2, people started pulling up to the booth, and they're like, oh my god, it's the Natasha booth that I saw from TikTok. And then they posted it on Instagram. At the end of the day, on day 2, the TikTok had 200,000 views. And then the day afterwards, on Monday, when we plan to go, the video, the Instagram video had 200,000 views. And as of me recording this on August 7th, almost said July, on August 7th, the Instagram reel is almost at 1 million. So I owe my entire career to an underworld doctor that's asking me if I feel sick. Thank you, Natasha. I love Star Rail so much. Please, Hoyoverse, please sponsor me. I love Star Rail. Thank you, Natasha.